hope you're having a good weekend. Today I'm going to show you how to make a Millionaire's flapjack. This is one of my favourite recipes of all time. I just don't have an off switch when it comes to this. The recipe that I'm going to show you is a slightly adjusted version of a recipe from this book here, which is Martha from Bake Off a couple of years ago. So it's a really nice recipe. Essentially flapjack base. And you can use your own flapjack recipe if you've got a sort of tried and trusted method, and then it's caramel in the middle and chocolate on the top. The caramel we're going to make, but if you're struggling to get condensed milk, you can buy pre-bought caramel. It won't be quite the same, but these corona times you've got to adapt. So yeah, you could buy shop-bought caramel if you're at a loose end. So the first thing I'm going to do is put the oven on to 180 and get a tin ready. So this time we're going to use a large brownie tin like that, so about 30 by 20 centimetres. So for the flapjack, the first bit we're going to do is you need a big saucepan and get all your ingredients ready for that. So you're going to melt 250 grams of butter with 250 grams of sugar. So this recipe calls for demerara sugar, which I found easy to get in the shops actually, but if you can't use that, you could use brown sugar. It's not the end of the world, so use what you can find. So I'm just going to pour that in and I'm just going to melt that gently on the hob. So the other thing that you need for this bit is the oats, so 450 grams of oats and golden syrup, and a couple of tablespoons of that. So it's sort of 3 or 4, but kind of depends how syrupy you like it. I'm going to use about 3 or 4. So this is just going to take a little while to melt. So this is starting to come together now. I'm just going to show you. It's like this. Lovely. So now we're just going to add the syrup and then add the oats and take it off the heat. So, whoa, there you go. So it's a couple tablespoons of the golden syrup. Just going to add the oats now. So 150 grams of oats. And just stir all of that together. Come together nicely. You can see that. So you just want the oats to all be really nicely coated. So get your tray ready. I'm just going to pour it into your tray. When it's nicely mixed in, it's looking good. I think that's come together now, so see. So I'm just going to pour all that in. And then you're just going to need to sort of flatten it down, push it down. So that's all in now, and it's nice even coverage. So now all we're going to do is put that in the oven for about 20-25 minutes until it's just starting to get nice and golden and a little bit crispy around the edges. And then we'll go into the next. So when your flapjack is out and cooled, so here's my flapjack. Once it's cooled, we can start to make the caramel. And what we need for this is a medium saucepan, so that should be big enough. 150 grams of butter, one of these tins of condensed milk, and 100 grams of golden syrup. And we're just going to put all of that into the pan. So this stuff is amazing. Could literally spoon it in, but I won't. Let's put that in. And then it's 100 grams of golden syrup. So I'm just going to weigh that out. I think I've used golden syrup in nearly every recipe that I've shown you so far. Getting to the end of that one. Fab. So then we're just going to put it on a heat and melt it together until the butter's all melted. So you just want to stir this while the butter's melting. Don't have it on too high a heat, just have it nice and gentle. Once the butter is melted, just going to turn up the heat a little bit, basically bring it to the boil. Keep stirring at the same time. Once you've got the mixture to the boil, you need to keep stirring it and keep mixing it on a reasonably high heat until it turns like a goldeny brown caramel colour. It will take a few minutes. It took me about 7 to 8 minutes, so I'll show you this. That should take about sort of 7 to 10 minutes. It will take a decent time for it to turn browny, so you can see there. And you do just need to keep stirring. It's a bit of an arm workout, but you'll get this gorgeous, lovely, sort of thick, rich caramel. You just now need to let it cool a little bit before we pour it over the flapjack. So once you've let it cool for just a few minutes, I'm just going to pour it over the flapjack. I'll let you see, look at that. And just make sure it goes all the way around your flapjack. Use your spatula to just sort of spread it. Then once you've covered all of that, you're just going to let it set before put the chocolate on. Yeah. Once this is set, which took about half an hour for me, but would be fine if you left it a bit longer, you do the chocolate. So you just need to melt about 300 grams of dark chocolate, and you could do this either in the microwave, very gently, keeping an eye on it, or in a glass bowl over a saucepan, which is how I've done it. There's a couple of my other tutorials will show you how to do that, so you can look on those. So then we've got our glorious dark chocolate, and just gonna pour it all over the caramel. Make sure that you cover the flapjack perfectly. So you might need to sort of tip it a bit so that you get the good coverage. So sort of tip your tray around a bit. It's probably the easiest way. It'll just sort of roll off the caramel. Whoop. Covered like this, looking gorgeous and glossy. Optional extra, you can melt a little bit of white chalk, which I've just done, and you can kind of either pipe it or flick it over. I'm just going to sort of do a bit of a vague dribble. You can see in a sec, just sort of a bit of a flick here. I'm just doing a very haphazard kind of drizzle of white chalk. There's no science to it. You can temper your chocolate. It's a right faff, so I've not bothered, and to be honest, it's not going to last long enough in this house to bloom, so there we go. So, all done. Enjoy.